everyone, welcome back to the Velocity Vision channel. Here we got the very first time that we're going to be showing the Maiden of version 2 of this boat, completely redesigned. Now I did design this boat to be very simple for a 3D printer to be able to slice as well as print, because of the nature of how I designed it. Another thing is I designed it to be very simple to actually put together for a radio control boat, and the biggest thing is I like top speed, I liked high speeds for a radio control boat, and that's also what this thing has been designed to do. So with that being said, I want to show you some of the build images as well as video that I have here. Here's a section where I ended up just testing to see how the water actually penetrates the 3D printed material. This is not an excuse for not epoxy sealing your hull. However, it did last about 3 hours and I didn't even see any water that is able to penetrate the hull. So here you can see the hull, and on the bottom left you can see how I ended up gluing the sections together and then using weight to just make sure everything is held tight in the drying process. You can also see that I have a section that is not actually touching the front nose to the rest of the hull. It's a little bit spacey in that area, and that's because I didn't use a raft for that nose section. And what happened is the hull ended up curling and peeling up on the corners because of the lack of a raft. We're not in it for production of these. We're not building 100 of these. So what we can do is just use the raft, spend the time, spend the material, get it done right so you don't have to print it again. In this case, I ended up just using it and applying extra sealant and had to make sure there's no water that can seep in through there. Now here's another section where you can see that the drive line, this is the stuffing tube, had to be applied in there. And what I did for that section is I ended up printing out a drawing that shows me exactly what the 1:1 size of that stuffing tube has to be bent into, the correct shape. I followed that to a T, popped it into the boat, and it lined up everything absolutely perfect. So that works very, very well as long as you have one of those, pipe cutters that come from K&S tubing. Let's now jump into its maiden voyage to see exactly how this boat performs. Well guys, that was the first time this boat has been out. Now we're going to be starting to tune in and dial in the power system. I got a bunch of propellers, I got a bunch of different setups to try. This one was actually done in a 2S setup, which is not the most efficient for the ESC that is used on this boat. I'm going to drop a 3S pack in here in time and then see if we can, bump up the speed yet even more. Here we're doing maybe like 40 to 44 kilometers an hour on the prop that has been selected with this specific setup here in this video. So not too bad, but we can definitely go higher, and we're going to push the limits to see how much it takes until things start to not like the speed that we're achieving. Stay tuned for more if you want to see that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next one.